I don't know what it's going to take to get people to pay attention to my stop shopping message. It seems like the wealthy can do whatever they want and the masses will just ignore it. Well, let's take a listen to exactly what the wealthy think of us.
Employment has to jump 40-50% in my view. We need to see pain in the economy. We need to remind people that they work for the employer, not the other way around. I mean, there's been a systematic change where employees feel the employer is extremely lucky to have them, as opposed to the other way around.
According to this ass clown, the employer is like a benevolent God who is just rich and gives the poor people an opportunity to have access to some of their money by doing whatever they're told. We are just peons who exist only to serve the wealthy. And if we're good enough and do exactly what our wealthy masters want, well, then we'll be lucky enough to get some of their sweet, sweet money. This is really how the wealthy think. They think that humanity can't exist without them, without the wealthy in this crappy capitalism system that they set up just to benefit themselves. All life would stop and the world would implode upon itself. They either don't realize or want to acknowledge that workers and employers have a contract where the workers will help the employer make money and the employer will in turn give a percentage over to the employee in the form of pay. Without the workers, there would be no money for the wealthy. We generate the money together. Without our labor and without us using the money that we're given to then go and purchase the products that we're making while working in these companies, the whole system would collapse. We, the workers, are the most important part of this whole system. Without us, there is no system. This guy is involved in property development. He develops properties like this. Do you think this imbecile could build this by himself? Of course not. He needs workers to do this for him. After it's built, he also needs workers to help maintain it and repair it. And then he needs people who work to come in and rent the space within his properties. According to him, the workers who built this, the workers who clean it, the workers who repair it, the workers who maintain it, none of them are needed. They should just be lucky to have a job because I guess Gurner could do all of this all on his own. This is exactly how the wealthy feel. They genuinely believe that anyone who isn't wealthy is just an animal that exists to serve them. And if the animals are lucky, then the wealthy will give them some tasks to do in exchange for some scraps. And the animals should take what they're given, shut up, and be grateful. And this is why we're in the positions that we're in life. The wealthy use their money to bribe and control our government, our justice system, and our regulatory agencies. They then instruct our government to set up policies and laws that will benefit them, the wealthy, at our expense. That's why you'll never get a livable wage or universal health care. The wealthy don't want to pay you more than they're paying you now, so they instruct their employees, our politicians, to ignore our requests and to deny us a livable wage. The wealthy also just take our tax dollars by instructing their employees, our politicians, to create policies and laws that just transfer our tax dollars over to them. That's why the Republicans and the Democrats can never agree when it comes time to do things that help the masses. But when it comes time to help the wealthy, Republicans and Democrats agree overnight. It's because they're both owned and paid by the wealthy to work for the wealthy and to just serve as a distraction for us and to just placate us. The wealthy control our lives, and they believe that they have the right to do this because they feel that they are our masters. All you have to do is just listen to them speak, and every once in a while they'll slip up and tell you how they truly feel. According to this piece of trash, unemployment needs to increase. And he's saying that because he wants to punish workers and try to force them to settle for what's less than what they actually deserve. And people like him will take the money that you give them when you shop in their stores. They'll then go and bribe enough politicians and then instruct those politicians to create policies that actually do hurt the workers, so that the workers become so desperate that they stop complaining and just take what the wealthy say they should accept. That's how it works in the world. People like Tim Gurner have the power that they do over you because you give them the money that they need to gain that power. The masses have all the power in the world. They just don't exercise it because they're too distracted or placated to actually do what they need to. When the wealthy get out of line, you have the power to punish them by collectively pulling your money. Once everything grinds to a halt, then and only then will the wealthy concede. But right now, they don't have to worry because they know that the masses will continue helping them get rich by working for them and then taking that money that they get in the form of pay and then just pumping it right back into the bank accounts of the wealthy by blindly shopping in the stores. As disgusted as I am with people like Tim Gurner, I'm even more disgusted with the working class because you won't do anything to ever fight back. You'll only wake up and pay attention once you're affected, but by then, it's too late. If you want to punish these animals and you want to get some change, don't waste your time voting. Voting is a tool that was created by wealthy people like Tim Gurner. This tool is used to give stupid people the illusion of choice. The wealthy own all of our politicians. They either just hire someone outright and then tell them to run for office and fund their campaign, or they'll reach out to a candidate who's running on their own, start making them offers until the candidate accepts, and then they now own them. So then, when voting season comes around and you think you're making a change by voting, but if the wealthy own all of the candidates in both parties, the only two parties that really matter, then that means they own both parties and they own the government. So when you're voting, you're just voting to keep the wealthy in power. So how do you stop all of this? Well, it's simple. The wealthy use money to keep things under their control, and they get that money from us when we go shopping in their stores. We transfer our power over to the wealthy. If we want anything to change, we have to either stop that money flow or at least put a dent in it, and we only do that by not shopping. If enough of us do this, then and only then will we get the attention of the wealthy. If we choose to ignore this and just go about doing what we've been doing, well, then don't complain when shit happens to you. Because until we get the attention of the wealthy, they'll keep doing things to benefit them and only them. And that will always be detrimental to the rest of us.